Hi, this is Tim Vasquez with Texas Weather. Took a little bit of a break yesterday, so we're going to get back into things, and happy August. August 1st now. Let's look at what happened yesterday, because yesterday is going to be the key to what's happening over the next few days. So, looking at conditions on Friday, this is about 11 o'clock in the morning, and you can see a little bit of debris from showers and other activity that we had on Thursday and during the overnight hours too, so a little bit of moisture there in the mid and upper levels. Overall across North Texas and West Texas, pretty clear, so that's going to be the high pressure and high heights. And then further north you can see a little bit of an MCS right there in the Texas Panhandle, so that's going to be some weak thunderstorms and showers in that area. And then up to the north in Oklahoma, there's a little bit of convective debris, a little bit of residual stuff from overnight activity. So how did things play out during the day Friday? Well, let's take a look. Already we can see there's a little bit of a north to south flow. Some of that stuff has drifted south. And we can see that there's also something unusual going on with the low cloud field. Okay. You notice from about Lubbock to Dallas, we've got a delineation between some pretty decent low-level moisture. See all this Q that we have in this area here? By Q, I mean cumulus. Up to the north, we're pretty devoid of that low cloud. So there in the Texas Panhandle, across Oklahoma, looking through the showers and thunderstorms, not very much going on at all. In fact, all the way from Arkansas down to Louisiana, it's pretty clear. And that's not what we saw earlier in the week. So, kind of a definite change here. Let's outline the northern edge of the cumulus cloud field. We're going to get something like this. And this kind of makes us suspicious that there's been a little bit of a outflow or frontal incursion to the south, bringing some slightly drier air. And also we see these cloud streets, instead of being aligned south to north like we had previously seen, they appear to be either southwest to northeast or northeast to southwest. So they're kind of formed up into streets kind of like that. So some definite changes here. And as we go to the surface chart, we'll kind of see what's going on there. We can also see these showers and thunderstorms putting out these pockets of outflow air, very visible there on the satellite picture. And as we run this forward through about 5 and 6 p.m., you see those outflow areas. They spread out just like that, forming little bubbles. And those will be a player today because they're going to hang around overnight. These boundaries don't just go away when the sun goes down. They hang around for 24 to 48 hours, and we may very well find it maybe somewhere in the Concho Valley to Central Texas area. We'll know for sure once the sun comes up and we have new visible imagery and radar, we can kind of pinpoint where exactly that outflow boundary went. But otherwise, another area of showers and thunderstorms down in South Texas, but as far as Central Texas, it is staying pretty clear. So there's probably a little influence of high pressure or a ridge south of I-20 and I-30. And things play out through sunset. Just two main areas of thunderstorms and showers. One to the north, one to the south. So what happened on the visible imagery, or not the visible, the surface chart? Well, first of all, let's take a look at the wind flow. If we kind of sketch out the general wind pattern, we're going to find something like this. So there's that incursion of drier air that we had talked about. What happened to our southerly winds? Well, we don't have any, even along the Texas Gulf Coast. Winds are out of the north and northwest, so there's been a definite change. We've had a little bit of a backdoor front come in. That's what's happened. By backdoor front, we mean a boundary that's come from the Great Lakes area through Arkansas, maybe Oklahoma, and it tends to work its way southward like this. So that's what happened during the day. Yesterday we had one of these weak boundaries kind of move through during the afternoon hours. Not getting a whole lot of cold air with that. If I outline the high temperatures you see in the lower right, we still have hundreds across Texas. So if I draw out those hundreds, it's going to go all the way from Mineral Wells out to Midland, Odessa, all the way down to Sanderson, Del Rio, and Laredo. So pretty large area. Yesterday, I know we didn't have a presentation yesterday, but the hundreds looked kind of like this. And we had 104-degree temperatures through much of the I-20 area. So that's kind of shifted southwest with that fresh incursion of slightly cooler air. Now, as far as the boundaries that we're going to have today, we can't really pick them out using the overnight chart. This is what this is. This is 1 in the morning. So that's not going to really tell us a whole lot. We'll have to start out with fresh charts during the morning to figure out where convection will probably be. But I think there's a good chance it's going to be maybe somewhere in this area. It's hard to say. We do have that boundary that I pointed out on the satellite imagery. That's probably going to drift a little bit south, so we're going to kind of maybe watch this area and see what happens, but that's just a wag. We'll have to look at the upper charts too. So moving right along, we'll take one last look at the radar. This is for 4:40 a.m. because as I talk right now, it's almost 5 a.m. Kind of slapping this together pretty late. So we have a little bit of scattered thunderstorm and shower activity from about Amarillo down to Childress and Knox City, Paducah. That'll probably be dying off during the morning, but that's going to dump a lot of outflow boundaries through this area. Not just the older boundary that I'd pointed out south of Abilene, but we'll have these fresh boundaries through here. So those are going to be a lot of potent focusing mechanisms later today. So we'll watch for the possibility of redevelopment probably through this area here, mostly west of Fort Worth, west of Waco, and east of Midland to San Angelo. So that's just kind of a starting guess right there. And that brings us to the upper level charts. If you're familiar with this program that I've been doing over the past month, this is the 250 millibar chart. Let me get that frame just perfect. And this is what I call the master solution for the summer months. During the winter, we use a whole lot more charts. But for now, this will kind of give us a general idea what's going to happen. So starting out Friday night, what we had last night, you can see high pressure or high heights across North Texas. The plot itself shows the high pressure to be in West Texas, but I like to look at the wind flow. See how that circles around in a clockwise manner? That's going to put the center of the high right over Fort Worth or Wichita Falls, somewhere around there. So the center of the high is going to be right there. So we're under kind of a weak variable Amos flow. How does that change over the weekend? Well, we open up a little bit of northerly flow in the eastern half of Texas for Saturday. Not enough to really do a whole lot. We're still only getting 5 to 10 knots. So probably just a continuation of the same pattern. As we get into Sunday, get a little bit stronger flow there across North Texas. That might enhance a little bit of the activity north of I-20, or mostly north of 287. So Fort Worth, Wichita Falls, down to Lufkin, probably slightly enhanced. Possibility of showers and storms. But overall, it's probably going to be kind of a stagnant pattern because the charts are not really changing a whole lot. In fact, we have to get all the way out to Wednesday and Thursday before there's major changes. Now we've got a pretty good jet segment coming through Oklahoma, and the southern stream becomes really active in California, and that's going to have an effect going into next weekend. So we're now at August 6th, August 7th. Now we're starting to bring some really strong winds into North Texas, getting out to August 8th. That's pretty potent stuff there for Arkansas, Memphis, and Shreveport. So probably a good chance of some severe weather out that way. We're going to be really on the edge here. There's a good chance when we have this strong flow coming off the Rockies that we're going to get these nighttime thunderstorms, and these may graze Texas next weekend, so we'll keep an eye on that. So kind of a repeat of what we had this weekend, but things will be a little bit closer, a little bit stronger, and then going way out there, the long-range models out to August 11th and 12th, we get that little bit of general energy coming down from the plains. Of course, the models may back off in that too, but that's just something to look forward to there. And we got this little upper level low. Don't know if that's associated with a tropical storm or anything like that. No, that's going to be a tropospheric trough, so that's probably not going to, that's way out to the east, and that's pretty far out, so that may not be a player there. So looks like more of the same, just kind of showery weather here and there across Texas, finally breaking the drought, and the temperatures will be a little bit cooler, just mostly in the 90s now, and we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's the Texas weather forecast. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.